Robot overlords. Sentient computers.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Armageddon. This is what many people fear when artificial intelligence, or AI, comes to mind.
Hey, Abhi, what are you doing?
I'm just designing an AI.
AI.
Yeah.
Really? Don't you think that AI like take over the whole world and like damage human race?
Wow. Okay. Well, actually, that's actually far from the truth. I mean, like that's pretty much what you expect because you kind of like watch a lot of Terminator and.
So it's basically of the movies that's why we think that like it will take over the whole world and it will dominate the human race.
Yeah, I mean, like, but either way, like as of right now, it's pretty good actually because like when you think about it, AI is like they're really far from being sentient. They're not exactly going to take every single job that we have right now and just replace it by their own. They're not going to do that. In fact, we are actually
Even if that happens, it's like a long process.
too long for you to even
Like
be
your
alive.
life.
Because like I mean like okay, let's just take an example. You know Amazon.
Yeah.
I'm sure you know Alexa, right?
Yeah, Alexa.
Alexa, I mean, like, have you ever seen Alexa going crazy and trying to destroy the room? No, there isn't, right? Or like perhaps like maybe a Google Home or Siri like that. No, they don't destroy your phone or something like that, right? But
So artificial intelligence is like actually misunderstood by most of the people.
yeah, it's actually very misunderstood because like we're all much more common to the movie definition of it. But when you think about it, like the artificial intelligence has been very useful to us.
Instead, what we are seeing today are devices like Amazon's Alexa, Google's Home, or Apple's Siri. These gadgets may sound sentient,
It's 61 degrees Fahrenheit with mostly sunny skies.
but really, they're far from it.
So I totally agree with you. So what do you think? Like what other like uses of AI are there in this world?
Well, the most uncommon one usually would be the use of AI in agriculture. Yeah. Now they're actually starting to use it to actually increase the yield of crops and also to increase the production rate of crops. That was because they realized, like I said, they realized the power of what this thing is capable of doing, and they're deciding to exploit it to the very end.
Okay, that's cool.
It's really cool. I mean, like, yeah, they're not gonna kill us, so don't worry.
Aside from consumer electronics, artificial intelligence's greatest promise may be in transforming entire industries. The underlying technology making this happen is known in the tech community as supervised learning. Agriculture is also seeing a big change in the use of artificial intelligence. This is Blue River Technologies' See and Spray machine. Using artificial intelligence, the robot is able to detect which plant is a weed and which is a crop.
This is one of our 12-row machines. It goes through the field very fast. It's a very wide machine. And back there, there's a camera that is looking down at the ground. It looks at every single plant 50 times per second. Every camera that it has is looking at every plant and deciding, is this a crop, is this a weed, and applying herbicides only to the weed and nowhere else. And by doing that, we can reduce about 95% of the herbicides being used. We have a database that is growing really fast. Now it's close to 1 million images that we've collected across many different farms, many different geographies. That gives us the variability that these algorithms need in order to be trained and reliably detect which ones are weeds and which ones are crops.
From farming to the food that you shop for, AI is impacting the whole supply chain. At Bossa Nova Robotics, robots scan the aisles of the supermarket, aiding retailers in logging grocery inventory.
They're robots that are designed to move autonomously through a store, taking very high-resolution pictures of the shelves, and we then use a very complex AI engine that extracts data from those shelves. So think about product data, label data, the layout of items on the shelf. Are they in stock? Are they out of stock? All that information happens in near real time.
The robots use computer vision to see the store shelves and are trained on thousands of images to complete their task.
You can imagine now you're starting to gather a very, very large data set of products. We use that to train AI algorithms to identify specific features. If we're successful, we blend into the background and your shopping trip means you buy 100% of the items on your shopping list instead of 80% of them.
Okay, under the agriculture, here's an easy example. Do you know Tesla?
Yeah, like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Elon Musk's brand, Tesla, our brand.
Tesla, with Hyperloop and all the rest, like SpaceX, like that. But mainly on Tesla,
It's like self-driven car.
Yeah, they have the self-driven car right now, right? They just released a new chip just a few weeks ago that allows them to basically change our Tesla car into a Grab.
Wow, that's amazing.
Like you don't actually have to drive it. Like it's just gonna act like a Grab for Grab, right?
Yeah.
Like, but this one is imagine a Grab without a driver. You just have to pay.
Do you think it's safe? Is it reliable?
I believe not as of right now, but eventually in a while we would be able to get a 99.99999% accuracy on the driving behavior of humans to be implemented on the AI.
Okay.
Hopefully, at least.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we will.
Let's just hope that I can afford a Tesla in the future and see how's the self-driven car.
A self-driving car knows how to avoid a pedestrian, knows how to stay in the lane, because humans have sat down with images taken from the front of these cars and said, this is a human, this is the lane which marks the edge of the road. And it's these thousands and thousands of hours of human feedback which ultimately enables a self-driving car to be trained to automate this task.
Google's Waymo is on the forefront of self-driving car technology and is using supervised learning to drive it forward. But in fact, transportation is just one area that is booming in the field of artificial intelligence. Another is healthcare. Meet arteries. Their machines have been trained on thousands of patient images, which gives physicians and radiologists better information for diagnosing cancer in the brain and lungs, and also detecting dangerous heart conditions.
A radiologist normally has to be highly trained to really look at the organ. They spend a lot of time sometimes just drawing contours by hand, like the ventricles or the atrium. And that takes a lot of time. And so what we have been working on is automating that and automating it well. We train the system on thousands of images where we know exactly what the answer is. There's a really quantum leap because the system can really propose a suggestion to the physician that will be very close to what he or she would have done.
Of course, robots that can roam the aisles at the supermarket or tractors that can automatically graze crops is just the beginning. Experts believe a profound technological shift is underway.